Hi, it's Kathy from Bishopstone Yarns, and I'd like to welcome everyone here to this episode of the Bishopstone Yarns podcast. This is a podcast about crafting, about knitting, sewing, spinning, and any other kind of crafty things that I might be getting up to. I am coming to you from the corner of my studio here in Tasmania, which is the little island to the south of Australia. And if you're looking for me around the internet, you can find me on Instagram as Bishopstone Yarns. You can find me on Facebook as Bishopstone Yarns. You can find me on Ravelry as Bishopstone, and I very occasionally add to my blog Bishopstone Yarns on Blogger. So so just in case you're looking for me anywhere else on the internet, that's where I am. It is September at the moment. We have hit spring. Spring is here. We have blossoms, we have bulbs, we have daffodils, and camellias out in the garden. So everything is starting to look spring-like. If not the weather is not quite as warm, but we are only at the beginning of spring. So we have had some nice days, but it is still kind of a little bit cool. As you can tell, because I'm wearing one of my hand knitted jumpers, my hand spun hand knitted jumpers here. And I suppose I should say this video is just going to be about a little trip that I had recently. I just had a little mini break where I went to the east coast of Tasmania, and our hand weavers, spinners and dyers guild of Tasmania has like a couple of days every year where they go and meet on the east coast of Tasmania in a little town called Bicheno. And this year I think there were about 30 spinners got together from all over the state, and we had a fantastic time. We did a couple of workshops, did lots of spinning, lots of talking, lots of catching up. And because I hadn't been for a couple of years, I used to always go with my mum, and it used to be held in a different place, in the same place in Bicheno, but we used to go and stay in a hotel, and I used to share a room with my mum. And it was just lovely. It was a nice kind of few days away. But this time what they did was they just hired the hall, and we could all just choose wherever we wanted to stay. So we took our van up and we stayed in the caravan park and had a great time. So yes, this will just be a slightly quicker video just talking about that trip. I've got some footage from the trip that I'll put in at the end. So a little bit of the spinning wheels, and a little bit of just around the town in Bicheno. It's a very beautiful seaside town. It's well known for, it has a little blowhole, and it has some amazing rock formations kind of along the coastline. I didn't see any whales. I did look out there. In previous years I've been there and I have seen whales, but not this time. But you never know. Next year I might see whales up there. Okay, I thought I might start today with what I've bought, because it's sitting here on my lap, so it's probably the easiest way to do it. I will start with, I bought some sock yarn. So for those of you who have been watching from me for a while, you'll know that I knit socks for my family and for myself each year. And I decided I just needed some undyed sock yarn. So I've got 100 grams. So I bought a few packets of these, 100 grams of undyed sock yarn. So I've got 2 that were going to be for myself. So I'm just thinking of dyeing them up into, well, I was going to say 2 contrasting colours, but maybe 1 speckled and 1 solid colour, because I'd like to have, do one where I've got the toes and heels in a different colour. And at the moment I'm working my way through just some commercial sock yarn that I have, but it'd be nice to have some more in solid colours, and especially when I do it for the kids and my husband, it'd be nice to be able to have a solid colour. I think give them the option of just having, or even just like not necessarily just solids, but say like if they wanted blue, I could do light blue and dark blue kind of mix, mottled kind of colour. Just something a little bit interesting. And I do like dyeing, so, and I still have a lot of landscape dyes, so that's what I usually use for dyeing the sock yarn. And so I bought a few of those. Sorry about the crinkling, but then I don't know if those of you who remember back in January, I also went on a guild thing, and I went away spinning, and I was spinning up, and I have spun up some very bright fluoro colours. And I was going to make the Barbie shawl, but then since then I've thought I'm not sure that I'm not sure if I really like the Barbie shawl anymore, whether or not I really want to make it or not. I still love the colours and I want to use the same colours, so I bought some more. So this is of course the fluoro pink, so there's 50 grams in here. This is merino, and I've got fluoro green and 50 grams of that. And then for a contrasting colour, I wanted to get a third colour because these two, I've already spun these two colours up already. I just wanted to add a bit more to them because I kind of thought if I'm going to do a different shawl design, I'm going to need more yarn than what I've already got. So I've got those to spin up, and then I thought it needed a third colour just to add, I think, to break it up. So I went with this kind of orange. I'm kind of hoping that that will keep it. This is fluoro orange, so it's kind of in the same kind of colourway. So hopefully that would add a little bit of interest to it. I didn't want to take away the brightness. I still wanted to have a nice bright shawl, but and I didn't want to add yellow to it because yellow is not really my colour, especially not fluoro yellow. So that's what I went with. I thought if I added the blues or the purples or anything like that, it would make it too dark and would dull these two colours down. So that was the best option, I think. I did ask for some help from some of the other ladies who were there, and so yeah, this is where we went with this one. So that will be the shawl. If you've got any suggestions on what kind of shawl design you think might be good for this, just pop it in the comments and let me know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll revisit and have another look at the Barbie shawl, but yeah, I'm still not convinced that the Barbie shawl is going to be what I make. I did make the what's it called? The gemstone. Was it called gemstone shawl a while ago, and that was a really nice shawl. I could make another one of those. It's kind of a slightly asymmetrical triangular shape, which I really do like that shape, as opposed to just a triangular shawl. I don't know. We'll see. We'll wait and see how it goes. Oh, just excuse me. I think I just bumped the camera then. I'm just going to have a cup of tea, just a drink. Bear with me for a minute. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, and one of the other things I did when I was up at Bicheno, apart from doing lots of chatting, which I do a lot of chatting, I went and did a workshop with a lovely lady called Bronwyn, who comes from the north of the state. And so she ran a workshop on sun dyes. Now, I have done some reactive sun paint. I don't know what you call it. Well, I've used sun paints that react in the sunlight. They're not so much a dye, but more of a paint. And so this one was actually a dye. So you, what you do is you end up with you start off with a piece of paper or a piece of cloth. You mix some two elements together, put it on the paper or the fabric, let it dry, and then you put any type of a stencil over the top. Then you take that outside, put it in the sun, and the sun is what reacts with the element, the kind of, and I wish I could remember the name. I was going to say cenotype or cenophyll. I will, if I remember, I will try and put it in the comments below so that you know what it is. But sun dyes, just think of sun dyes. If you Google sun dyes, you will see this. So here's the one that we did on paper. So this was our first little experiment. If you can see here, I've used, for my resist, we've used natural things here, which the lovely Bronwyn had already, what's the word? I was going to say flattened. Dried, flattened. What do you call it? When you put pressed flowers and things. So this was she oak, which I really, really like. This is a ginkgo leaf. This, I think, is some little petals from a hydrangea. I'm not quite sure. This was like a silvery leaf that we used, and a daisy flower. And so if you can kind of see, lovely, lovely blues. It gives you like, is it almost like an indigo blue? Yeah. And yes, and this was on like a type of rice paper type effect. Yeah, so I really, really like that. And then we had to go, so this one was left out, I think we left this outside about 30 minutes to get this effect. And then we had to go with the fabric, and this was the result for the fabric. Yeah, I really, really like this. And I've just used these kind of, this area here, these are wattle, so the Australian wattle, kind of like the little yellow flowers. So it's given this really lovely spray effect here. It's a resist, and a bracken leaf, like a fern leaf here. So if I come in close, so yeah, if you can see that. Yeah, I really, really, really like this. And I was thinking about maybe adding this as a patch into a bit of a, maybe a wall hanging or something like, adding it into a quilting piece or a sewing piece. But I think it would look really nice either as a wall hanging, maybe just it's with a border around it, or set inside with a few other kind of things, maybe some indigo dyed, or originally I was thinking about using it in a bag or a pillow, but then I thought I'm not sure that I really want to sit on it. And then I think in a bag it might, I don't know, it might still be okay in a bag. I was just wondering whether or not you'll still be able to see the full effect of it if it's, you know, just like as a panel for a project bag or something. Don't know. I'll have to have a think about it, but that's definitely a piece that I was really, really happy with. Yeah. I'll just come in closely so you can have another quick look. Yeah. So, and I also made a Dorset button, which I'm not exactly sure where I put my Dorset button at the moment. So there was a workshop for Dorset buttons as well. They had a couple of other workshops there, but I didn't do those. I just decided to spend most of my time spinning. I took a new to me spinning wheel up there, an air wheel, which is a Tasmanian designed lightweight wheel, which folds in half and has an unusual off-centered kind of wheel action that kind of don't know how to explain it, but it's slightly off-centered anyway, and so it's a slightly different action to my regular spinning wheel. So I took that away for the weekend because I wanted to try and get used to using it, and because I've had it for a little bit and I've been putting off using it, but it is so portable and easy to use that I wanted to fall in love with it and have a go of using it. So that's what I did on the weekend, was spin with that. And yeah, I've got a photo. I think I've got a photo that I'll pop in at the end as well for you to have a look at. But I think that's it at the moment. I had a really nice time. It was great to get away for a couple of days. We were lucky with the weather. Weather wasn't too bad. I actually was able to walk to the top of the little lookout in the town, and I'll show you, put in a video of that as well. But apart from that, I will catch up with you soon, let you know what I have been doing in my other knitting and sewing adventures. But for now, I'll say goodbye. I hope everyone's had a nice few weeks and they've had a nice time finding some crafting to do and enjoying what they're making. Okay, I'm going to go before it gets too dark in here. Usually of an afternoon, this is nice and sunny in my studio, but today there is no sun. It's hidden behind the clouds. So, yeah, perfect time to say goodbye and see you all later.